Today I fucked up by relying on a battery keypad while away on vacation for over 2 weeks. I'm currently on day 14 of a 17-day vacation more than 2,000 miles from home. At my house I use a battery-powered and Wi-Fi connected keypad to unlock and lock the front door. The lock has a spot for a physical key that I keep on my keychain but never use. There are no spare physical keys hidden outside or kept with a friend. 2 weeks ago I left on vacation. I double-checked that all back/side doors were secure and gave the front door code to my cat sitter. Since I was going to be out of town, I left my keys at home figuring that I wouldn't need them while thousands of miles away. While enjoying my vacation, the cat sitter stopped by every 2-3 days to feed and water the cat and make sure everything was good at the house. On day 10 of my trip, I get an alert on my phone that the battery on the lock is low. I think about how the cat sitter only needs to come by 2-3 more times and then I will be home and can change the battery. I assumed it should last those few uses. On day 12, the cat sitter came by and got into the house without issue. Then later that night I get a message that the battery is critically low. I start to worry and ask the cat sitter to change the battery next time she is there. Then on day 13, last night, I get a notification that the lock has been offline for 24 hours and I realize that it is completely dead. I start researching the particular lock we have and realize that there is no way to get the front door unlocked without the physical key which is safely inside my house. My cat sitter and I are locked out of the house and there's still 5 days before I can get home. I started thinking through my options. I could call a locksmith, but most won't do the work without me. The homeowner, present, and the cat definitely needs food and water before I can make it home. I decided to call a friend and asked him to try and break into my house. He went to my house today and first tried his amateur lock-picking skills while I anxiously watched through the security camera. After no luck trying the front door and a side door, he decided to check my windows. Sure enough, my bedroom window wasn't latched and he was able to climb in through the window that was about 6 feet off the ground. Once inside he was able to replace the battery on the lock and secured the window he had used to break in. After giving the cat some extra love and pets, he left, taking the physical key with him in case the lock stops working again. The cat sitter has since come by and was able to get in without issue. From now on I will be making sure I have a backup method for getting into my house and not relying on a battery-powered lock. Too long did not read. The battery for my front door lock died while I was on vacation and I had to call a friend to go break into my house. The revenge of the smart house. I can see the trailer now XD. This is why I'll never have a main entrance door controlled by a smart lock, or only rely on it. When stuff goes bad, you're screwed. At least the physical key is a backup, but you've grown accustomed to not using it. I've had my garage door randomly open until I adjusted my tilt sensor. I don't plan on having that happen with the main door to my home. Hello fellow humans. Make sure you water your cat at least every 2-3 days with only 250 ml of water, otherwise it will rot from too much moisture in their fur in 2-3 days. Mine has a physical key, plus you can plug in a USB battery pack from the outside to power it if the interior battery dies. What a good friend. Bring them a great souvenir gift from your destination. Can you put a 9V to the bottom of the lock to power it? I know some keypads have that backup. Today I fucked up by going away last minute on a girl. So, 5 days ago matched with this girl on a dating app, immediately connected and started talking and texting. She seemed really nice and understanding. Then I started to see some things. I saw her take screenshots which she said were accidental. Okay, understandable. Then later on, I had a talk with her to have our first date. She only agreed for me to go to her city, which is 50 kilometers away from where I live and I don't know the city well. I still agreed to go. On the road, she mentioned something about inviting me to her apartment, which seemed weird because we never met. So I text my bro and red flags start to go up. Finally arrive at the destination. She video called me. But she was not on video. I asked her to use camera so I feel safe. She said, "You will see me enough," and guided me to some shady streets. I told her if we don't meet in a public space I am leaving, and she said, "I can't there because people know me," and so I did. But I feel terrible and as if I ruined something that could have been good. At the moment I felt as if I was either being set up. Too long did not read. I felt like I was being set up, so I left before that girl came and now I kinda regret it. Always listen to your gut. You did the right thing. How is this a fuck up? You have both kidneys now due to playing it safe. Getting your dick wet isn't worth being a victim of organ trafficking or worse. Driving 50 kilometers, shady streets, meeting at her apartment. Yeah, no. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably isn't. Just too much weird stuff going on all at once. Not a foo. Also, report this girl on the app. Nah, you just saved your organs from being harvested, my dude. No girl will do that. It was 100% you getting robbed or worse. Today I fucked up by throwing a surprise party for my super introverted roommate. Not sure how I feel about this, but I'll share with you all anyway. This happened last week and I still can't decide if I was being thoughtful or just an idiot. I live with 3 other people, and one of them, let's call him Tom. He is probably the most introverted person I've ever met. He's not rude or anything, just really quiet. Like, headphones on while cooking, disappears into his room kind of quiet. But he's a nice bloke. Pays bills on time, always polite, no drama. Anyway, I found out it was his birthday coming up and I thought, hey, maybe we should do something for him. I figured maybe he's just introverted because no one ever makes an effort, right? So I planned a small surprise party at our house. Just a few people, some drinks, nothing crazy. Ordered his favorite cake. I had to casually ask him 2 weeks earlier what flavor he liked. He said chocolate almond. Got some decorations, invited a couple mutual friends. So the day comes. We all hide in the living room, lights off, waiting like idiots. He walks in. We all yell, surprise. And this man just stares, like, full-on deer in headlights. No smile, no laugh, just frozen. He looks around the room, says nothing, then mumbles something like, I just need to lie down, and literally walks out of the house. I thought he was joking. He wasn't. He didn't come back for 4 hours. Everyone slowly left. I felt awful. When he finally came back, I tried to apologize and he just said, I know you meant well. But please don't do that again. So yeah, lesson learned D. Not everyone wants a party. Especially not people who find group socializing to be a form of torture. Too long did not read. Tried to do something nice for my introverted roommate by throwing him a surprise party. He walked out and came back 4 hours later. Asked me never to do that again. Throw an apology party to smooth things over. Definitely a thoughtful idiot. And damn right not everyone wants a party. I wouldn't even want a party that was not at my home where I had warning and time to mentally prepare, as well as an easy escape. Being ambushed in my own home. Words can't describe. In my old age I'd probably handle it better than I would have 20 years ago. But it would still be highly unpleasant for me. Hard enough to get through other people's birthday parties. But the cake, always go with the cake. Were the mutual friends you invited truly his friends? I would hope at least one of them would have had the sense to tell you that he wouldn't take a surprise party well. Honestly, it should be common sense that surprise parties are risky, even more so when thrown for an introvert. If you know he's introverted and reserved, this was not thoughtful. More like projecting onto him what you like. It would have been more thoughtful to just get him the cake he likes and maybe a drink in HBD. Sometimes less is more. Today you learned. Treat others how they want to be treated, not how you would want to be treated. Many years ago, one of the guys I worked with in our company was celebrating his 5-year anniversary. He did not want to be part of any of the celebration where we would usually do like a cake and stuff like that. One of the office people insisted that we do the regular treatment for him. A few of his supervisors in the warehouse convinced them to not do it. Instead, we bought him a case of his favorite drinks and some of his favorite snacks and left it in his car. With a card signed by everybody. He absolutely loved it and thanked everyone individually. I honestly think if he was subjected to a party he probably would have just quit to avoid it. I guess my point is, know your audience and communicate with them.